Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Criterion Connection. I'm Wade,
And I'm Joe.
and we're here to talk about a new release in December. It comes out this month in December 2023. It's Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio,
Mm-hmm.
which was a Netflix release. It was in 2022. It won Best Animated Feature Academy Award in 2022. So, yeah, it's Del Toro doing Pinocchio. It's stop motion.
Yeah, it's
Oh, sorry. It's also Mark Gustafson. His name
Gustafson.
Gustafson. Yeah, he
Yeah.
was. It was a co-director thing. So
Well, that's
probably
that.
because he was a stop motion animator, probably.
Yeah, that's kind of my thing. Is I wonder if it's just mostly him and not like Guillermo del Toro is like the name
Yeah,
bringing everybody to the party.
yeah. I mean, if you look at his stuff, I think he did like a California Raisins video. It
Mm-hmm.
did other stuff. Nothing like big name like Guillermo del Toro did.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's more of like maybe del Toro was a fan of his, and he's like, I want this person. Basically, he gives them the vision and the aesthetic,
Mm-hmm.
and just go. It's kind of like I forget who directed Nightmare Before Christmas, but it wasn't. I almost said Tim Allen. It wasn't Tim Burton.
Yeah.
Um, how like, you feel it's a Tim Burton movie, but it's not.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's how this movie kind of feels as well.
Mm-hmm.
This is not like the Jonathan Taylor Thomas Pinocchio movie in the 90s. Nothing like it. It's also
Right.
nothing like the original Pinocchio, the Disney Pinocchio.
And it's not like Geppetto.
No. Or it's not like it's not like was it Pinocchio's Revenge?
It's not
Um
like Return to Oz with other
no.
puppets.
No. But it's basically Pinocchio, but with that Del Toro dark fantasy with a Scotia fascism or anti-fascism. The
Yeah.
message is anti-fascism, but there's definitely fascism in it.
Yeah, they very
So,
much lean into kind of the historical context,
Yeah.
which was not what I was expecting.
No, it's basically World War II Mussolini led Italy.
Italy,
And it's got Sebastian J. Cricket. I wonder what the J stands for. Played by Ewan McGregor,
I
who's
do,
great.
I
It's a great
do,
choice.
I do like using Jiminy Cricket as your storytelling device.
Yeah, because he writes books.
Yeah, I mean, I think because it's not always framed as heavily as it was for this movie.
No.
And I think that really works in this context.
And also, it's a little more focused on Geppetto as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, of course, Pinocchio has a big, prominent role in it, but it's really big on Sebastian J. Cricket.
Yes.
Gotta say it right. And Geppetto and Pinocchio, and then also, I forget the monkey's name. It's like Sergio or something. I forget
Yeah,
what it
I
was.
don't
It was definitely a
remember.
very Italian name, but the little circus monkey
Mm-hmm.
with I forget the guy, the circus promoter's name. It was Christoph Waltz played the character. But yeah, it's basically Pinocchio in fascist Italy
Yeah.
in 1940. I would say probably 1944, 43.
Something like that.
It was deep in there, but there were definitely bombs being dropped at some point. So,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, it's stop motion, and it's pretty good stop motion.
Well, it had like it. I like the style, and it had this. It reminded me of almost like Nine and like the Box Trolls
Yeah.
kind of look, but kind of push further and into that stop motion style.
Yeah,
It was a really unique look, and I thought it worked really well. It'd be interesting, personally. Like I would love to see that style done for animating like other like fables
yeah.
and fairy tales.
It kind of
I think it would be really interesting.
It'd be really cool if you wanted to update James and the Giant Peach,
Yeah.
because that had a similar kind of style to it. It also works for It works really well for Del Toro. I mean, it's just one of those things like you have. First of all, it starts like, oh, it's gonna be a nice little Pinocchio movie. No, No, there's a lot of grief and a lot of pain.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden there's like a wood sprite played by Tilda Swinton, and she is like basically brings Pinocchio to life. By the way, I don't remember if it's in the original at all, but like how Sebastian Cricket is like living inside the tree that Pinocchio is
Made out of?
Yeah, made out of.
I don't remember that.
I thought that was a nice little touch there.
Yeah, that worked really well.
And also gives Jiminy. I don't remember. I haven't seen Pinocchio in years. But did the cricket? Did he have was told if you have Pinocchio become a good boy, you get a wish? Was that always in the fable? I don't remember.
I believe so.
But like this also I feel like this is probably darker because at some point Pinocchio there's a couple areas it goes. It goes Pinocchio, arriving and just discovering the world and being kind of annoying.
Yes, well,
insufferable a little bit.
That's kind of Pinocchio.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest, guys.
And then him on the road with the circus stuff. Well, hold on. At some point he dies, and there's whole rules about like how he comes back from the dead. There's like he has like the hourglass, and the more times he dies, that hourglass gets bigger and bigger. He has a longer wait. It's a longer respawn time.
Yes.
So, and then at some point he goes to like military school where they train all the young Italian children for war.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm excited, and just like everything just going crazy. It has what was his name? Candlewick.
Yeah.
His little snot nosed kid. But and then it goes. Of course, there is a giant whale. It's boy howdy, is it a whale? Boy howdy it's pretty much that's probably the most concrete story element was that part. Was with the inside of the whale.
Yeah.
Which is scary. Most of this movie is scary.
It should be.
Yeah.
This isn't your Disney-fied version. It's far more harrowing is the word I would use.
It's like Pan's Labyrinth. If Pan's Labyrinth was a Disney movie.
Yes. Yeah, I guess it's a way to look at it. I guess there's your Guillermo del Toro connection where it's just like if this were it has that flair of like the fairy tales we have are very kind of tempered and easily digestible, whereas other cultures sometimes have these much more in your face kind of like this has a lesson here.
No, there's a big lesson of I think it's really good that Pinocchio was in this setting because in this dictatorship kind of fascist country where everyone's got to follow the rules and stuff like that, Pinocchio's a free person that they're just like they don't follow the rules, that they're just kind of like this crazy like creativity, crazy innocence, crazy like freedom that's happening, and trying to stifle that freedom is it was like I don't know, I forget what the character's name was, but it was like a Gestapo kind of general. It was Ron Perlman plays the character, but like he's like she's got to go to school because we got to discipline him and we got to brainwash him, we got to do this. There's a cool little thing where they're in the church and Pinocchio's like, why do they like this piece of wood but not me? And he was pointing to like the crucifix.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh wow, so that they'll cherish something that's like a lifeless wood over something that actually has life in front of them. It's an interesting little concept there.
Yeah. There's a lot of really great kind of metaphors in there, and I think it's another great illustration of how wonderful the story is and how it can just be so impactful and emotionally resonant.
That last 10 minutes, man. That last 10 minutes. They went full 6 feet under ending on us.
Yeah.
Also, let's not forget the great gag of Sebastian Cricket. He's about to start his song, and it gets interrupted immediately. My favorite one is that he finally gets a couple bars of the song, and then you see, it's called something else, but it's Monstro. It just kind of just swallows him up. It was a fun little gag there, and very violent. Like when there's a fall off a cliff, and you're like, oh my gosh. But Joe, would you recommend this film to the general audience? I should ask you these two questions. Would you this be okay for the general audience, and would you introduce this to a kid, a child? It's the Christmas season.
Well, the child part is real easy. Probably not.
Though, would you consider this like a gateway, like to like something that's a little darker, or something like for instance, Neverending Story's kind of dark, or Nightmare Before Christmas has like those dark macabre elements to it?
I think Nightmare Before Christmas is far more approachable for a child, and I think easily dealt with. And then like from that sliding scale, you can move towards like a Neverending Story. Then you can get to your like Watership Downs and this. Like this is kind of more on that end.
Okay.
Where it's like, is it a kids movie? Not really. No, it's just another retelling of that kind of fairy folktale of Pinocchio.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit more approachable for kids if you compare it to like something like Berserk.
Oh yeah, I would too.
That's another dark fantasy, you know.
But I struggle with this because it's not. There's so many different versions of Pinocchio, and it's hard to divorce myself from certain ones.
The Jonathan Taylor Thomas one, of
course. But it's. I've been struggling with whether or not I would recommend this to a general audience for.
It's a little long. It's a little long, in my opinion.
It's
almost 2 hours. It could have been 90.
Because it's very much worth watching. I think it's just I don't know if I'd recommend it. I really don't.
It's tough. I'd recommend it, I guess. There's nothing particularly wrong with the film. It's just when you have the original Disney Pinocchio ingrained in the Jonathan Taylor Thomas one, of course. It's hard to really kind of like it's another Pinocchio.
Yeah, and there's I don't know.
It's like, do we need another Snow White? Do we need another Cinderella?
Well, and I'll give it credit for this. It is doing the same kind of story, but it's doing it in a newer way.
Yeah, it's different, definitely.
Yeah, it's got a different flavor to it. So, like, it's not like just a rehash, which is kind of why I'm like, I keep waffling back. But I think the animation's incredible.
Yeah.
And I would love to see other stuff get adapted in that animation style. In fact, like, it'd be incredible to see like all kinds of different fables and
here's one okay,
folk tales kind of done that way.
I'm thinking Del Toro.
Yeah.
Hellboy.
I mean,
in that art style,
that would be interesting.
So that's our thoughts on Pinocchio. Let us know in the comment section below what you think about the film. Is there any other like stop motion animation films that are not on the Criterion collection that should be? I believe it's not a stop motion, but Watership Down is on Criterion, is it?
It is.
I've never seen it before.
You are not prepared.
And our producer Scott back there says he definitely wants to do it. Okay. He said yes. Okay, so like, subscribe, share, follow us on Instagram, Condish Productions, and that's about it. So until next time, I'm Wade.
And I'm still Joe.
And we will see you later. Jonathan Taylor Thomas